Kelly Ripa just wouldn't be Kelly Ripa without her signature blonde style. But her hair wasn't always such a sunny shade, and it might not be for much longer. As an actor, Ripa had to prioritize work over whims when it came to beauty. In fact, when she made her debut on All My Children in 1990, her character's hair was jet black and teased to the heavens.
I know, that may come as a surprise, but that was a wig.
Okay, sure, the Elvira hair wasn't actually Ripa's, and it didn't last very long, but that doesn't mean she didn't have some real hair drama on set. One of her co-stars recalled worrying Ripa would be fired after she showed up one day unexpectedly platinum. For the most part though, Ripa co-signed her character's preference for highlights and blowouts in her 12 years on the series. Once she made the talk show transition in the early 2000s with Live with Regis and Kelly, however, Ripa was no longer beholden to a character's wardrobe standards. The show's producers still forced some petty rules when it came to her hair and makeup, but she had a lot more freedom when it came to length, colour and style. When she first started appearing on the show, Ripa's hair was in a sleek long bob in a brown sugar shade. Those face-framing layers might have been a little outdated by then, but they're back in style, so maybe she was just ahead of her time. A year later, Ripa signed an endorsement deal with one of the noughties' most popular hair care companies, Pantene.
It's terrific. You can feel the difference in your hand.
But she wasn't angling for a deal when she went back to blonde, and chopped her length into that blunt-edged yet impossibly voluminous chin-length haircut. Her producers at Live asked her to make the switch for an on-air segment about blonde hair, and she stuck with it after she realised her incoming greys were less noticeable on a lighter base shade. By 2003, Ripa had grown out her Pantene bob and settled into her signature style, golden blonde with long layers, blown straight or rolled into waves. Her tendency toward length isn't just a personal preference or professional recommendation. Ripa has admitted that she lives in fear of cutting her hair. She also likes the option to pull it into a ponytail instead of having to style it before she arrives at the studio every morning. One of the reasons Ripa has remained so reluctant to part with her length is the bob she debuted in 2013, which her husband, Mark Consuelos, had encouraged her to get. The vision was Michelle Pfeiffer. The reality, as both Ripa and Consuelos joked on Live in 2024, was Carol Brady.
I am Michael Strahan, and I don't know who my new co-host is today.
Right. They call me Pinky Galore.
When Ripa showed up for a 2015 broadcast of Live with strands of pink weaved into her golden bob, she left everyone stunned. But the star explained that her uncharacteristic appearance wasn't all that unusual. She had coloured her hair for vacation and simply hadn't washed it out yet. The multiple-hour process it took to achieve might not seem worth it for such a temporary change, but no one ever said vacations were easy. 5 years later, as lockdown wrenched stylists from their clients, Ripa took to Instagram to display the dismaying results. A growing chunk of grey at her roots as her artificial blonde gave way to its natural colour. She gave her followers a weekly update on the situation until order was restored, occasionally in meme form, and also shared details about her DIY trims, though she didn't trust herself to lop it all off like she wanted. Kelly, have you learned nothing from 2013? By 2023, the world had largely returned to business as usual, and that included Ripa's hair. The bob she regrettably rocked in the 2010s had grown back out thanks to the protection of her stylist. Another part of Ripa's pre-pandemic world that stayed in the past was her rainbow vacation hair colour, at least according to celebrity stylist Ryan Trigstad. In 2023, he posted a shot of Ripa, freshly highlighted and blown out, on Instagram with the caption, "A bit more blonde for Kelly Ripa before vacation." Though Ripa has maintained her flowing blonde layers since, that doesn't mean her adventurous streak has faded. During a 2024 broadcast of Live, she admitted she's sick of the lengthy procedure necessary to stay blonde, but she's also not a fan of her natural grey shade.
It's not like a gorgeous silver or a pretty white, it's almost like translucent.
She might not be ready just yet, but with just a bit more encouragement and a lot more hours in the salon chair, Ripa may yet embrace her greying natural colour.